Can I sacrifice a creature? That's actually really good. That is actually so good. Alright, change of plans. That's not really what I wanted to do, but man, I like my new synergies in the deck. Yep, more stuff. I'm sorry, I love those cards, but I love not dying even more. And we do it because I don't think he is a removal, otherwise he would kill it in response. Alright. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are playing the heavily requested Abzan Control, and with Thalia and the Gitrog monster that slaughters all the red decks because the creatures come tapped, alright? You can have haste, they still cannot attack, and it's also great combo with the Emperor because they come tapped, they cannot attack, then you kill them with Emperor and it feels glorious. And man, after playing with this deck, I'll tell you, they don't like it, especially that Thalia and the Gitrog monster is basically first striker with Death Touch, so as long as this is in the board, nothing can attack you. Like, you don't care about all their monstrous rage. So guys, I hope you will enjoy today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the channel, right? We are cranking the content for years every day. It's worth something, right? And let's go into games and have fun. Alright guys, this one will be a bit weird. We have a wonky mana, but we'll see, we'll see. Let's start with the black mana. That's the one we really need. I would love to draw some black lands. Alright, another Rot Priest, but on the draw it's not as strong, just because you can answer it, unless they have second one. So if that was the only Rot Priest, we should be kinda okay. We definitely need to draw the right mana. I think we go with Boseiju, right? I think we need... Oh, I would love to. I mean, theoretically, I could go for like a random card. But then I lose my card though. I honestly don't think it's worth it. But we are not in a great spot right now. We are definitely a bit behind of where we should be. We don't have too much removal right now. Fortunately we have the Emperor. So we can go with Thalia. She's not guaranteed to work. I think we need to start the game with the Emperor. And then try to go for... Man, we just need to draw mana. That's the big thing. Right, so they probably have a protection spell. Right, so they went with damage. I don't think I will kill it, but I need to start trying, you know? The faster we do it, the better. Like, this is obviously a protection deck, so let's see the first one. Well, that's probably the worst. Oh, bro, really? That's really bad for you. Almost as bad as my mana for this game. Alright. Let's start pumping the Thalia. I might actually make a samurai and sacrifice it on the next turn just to, you know, try to hit my lands. We'll see. But a little bit rough here. I don't have mana to cast it. That's so lame. Alright. That's colorless mana, so this dies. Oh man, they really go for... Do I really start sacrificing clans, hoping to hit a better one? I could go with Avarice. With Robbery, maybe we could. Maybe we could. So I sacrifice green land and I get black land? Yeah? What the hell, man? Oh, that's not what it was supposed to be. But this draw is really bad, honestly. Up the Beanstalk, man, there are so many cool cards. So, I don't need mana for now, I think. Let's just go with this, because it should have like the most... Man, this is the worst play of my life, but it's still good. Like, it's so bad. We don't need double green, I believe. But I need a lot of white. Alright, I mean, we have a lethal on him. Man, this is what I need to do to hit my lands, right? But now we have double black, so the robbery can start. And everything is tapped because of Thalia. Oh boy, that's good. That's nice. And we are at 1 poison. I want... Well, will I attack? Do we try to raise him? We could try to raise him. That will force him to start defending. He has Soul Partition, so that's a bit unfortunate. This gives 2 Toxic, basically. That's a lot. I probably should be aggressive, but with the Robber and go for the Throat, I really want to go a bit more higher value. More higher value, yeah, that's how you say it. So. Oh, honk for a close game. I love how I don't really fight against this guy, I only fight against my lands. Alright. That's strong, but that's not enough. He needs 2 of them. Man, that's... I think he has 2 then. Okay. Huh? But my friend... You don't have creatures, why are you trying to fight with it? See? They lost. That was a bad play. When you see Abzan mana open, your opponent doesn't do anything with it. Yeah, there was no one red. You don't go for this kind of play. You know, 1 removal destroys your whole game plan. But you can see how Thalia is insanely scary. Man, she fixed the whole game for us. Alright, let's look at this one. A bit of a weird lance, but we'll take it. I probably want to use Mirex as the last one. Theoretically, I can draw a black land. That will make me able to play Avarice, that would be great. Blue mana, alright. Double Avarice, no black mana, alright, I see. I see how it is. This might get really sketchy. I don't want to go for the tutor mode, because I'm losing card then. I really want to draw 3, but we won't be able on turn 3 at least. Alright. Alright, I see how it is. So I honestly think we just go with March or something. Or with another March, potentially. I think we are short on mana, so I really think this is better. This is a little bit more mana efficient. This needs to, you know, overtake their stats. This just needs to overtake their mana cost. Here we are. Oh boy, I really need to start hitting lands, man. I won't exile March on March. Like, I will have to. Okay, this is good. This is good. I didn't pay attention if they took the card. This is super strong. So this is like, is it artifacts? I mean, we are defending, but well, problem here, like we only play 2, I believe, just for the reason to not overdraw them, because we really need the mana. So the mana base is really unfortunate this game. All right. I wonder if that's a treasure token again. No, they want to cycle. All right. We cannot go Path of Peril because of the mana. Alright, let's go for green. You know what? It can work if we start doing right. That's not drawing right. Man, we really... like, we cannot cast any of our spells. Man, if I don't draw anything, I'm actually going Avarice for land. Okay, this is something. I mean, this is something, right? So I can either clear the board with Path of Peril, or just play Thalia. I think Thalia is good. I think she's good. I could also march for 5 just to draw a card, but I think Thalia can be better. Even though we don't really want to sacrifice lands, if I can draw a different one than Mirex, it should be fine. They are down to 3 cards, but they can be very scary cards. So I think they are ahead, just because how, you know, awkward the mana is for us. But yeah, you probably don't want it. Alright. They didn't play anything, so I think they didn't have the play. So I think the only difference will be 1 top deck. I think they are not in a good position with their hand. We already answered most of the, you know, the big things. Alright. You know what? That's not the worst. You are also an artifact, so this can become enthusiastic Mechanaut. But we can also use the Emperor for this. Yeah, you really want it, huh? Let's go for this right now, just because it's tapped. And they can make another. So I'm not using the March, because you know, like Emperor does more just because you keep her forever, so those you know, loyalty counters stack over time. And March only gives us one card, which isn't bad to be honest. But I think this is a little bit better. Like I have stuff to play anyway. And if we get good cards, we will have so much to play. We also live gain, which is nice. It will nullify the Avarice.
This is what you
Oh
get
boy.
for hurting my people.
You know what? You know what? I actually might do it just to hit the lands. I also draw extra card. Don't forget that we can play 2 lands a turn. See? Like, I really need to go a little bit extreme here. We are going with... Listen. It's a frog. Or is it a horror? I think it's more a frog, alright? It's frog inside. What do you have? Top tier flying. Tap a number of untapped artifacts when deals that much damage. Alright, up to 1, 4, 4. Not the best. So we can draw cards or we can just chill. I honestly think we just chill with this. Yeah. Can I sacrifice a creature? That's actually really good. That is actually so good. I can be aggressive here. Alright, change of mass. That's not really what I wanted to do. But, man, I like my new synergies in the deck. Yep, more stuff. Oh, really? Okay, that's not the right play. You don't want to do it. But sure, go for it. Man, I'm so happy we answered those first huge threats. Especially Synthesizer, that would take over the game. Man, I love it. Okay, let's do it like this. And we can double play every turn. That's actually really huge, man. I don't think I need more. Not here. Man, Thalia unanswered gives you so much value. Like, legit. I'm not going for more than this. Like, I just need 3 mana here. Okay. And we have the Emperor, so that's really good. And I can keep sacrificing lands. That's so cool, man. I really don't want you, Mirex. I have 4 mana. I will just go with this, man. Oh my god. I guess we have the third one, huh? Alright, so I think we're in a decent spot. This won't do anything, but I don't really care. I guess I can make a might token at the end step, if I really care. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that Thalia and the Gitrog monster got us fully rolled because we are killing this guy with half of his deck as well. And man, sacrificing Ornithopters is really fun. And let's go for it. That's a lot of damage. We enjoy hitting face, especially that we kinda know we probably won. And I could play the Grinder, but I don't want to tap out, I want to have the Emperor. And I'm sure he will rope again, so let's cut the video. Surprise, surprise, a full rope. And I mean, man, it was so important that we answered this. This would take over the game, and I guarantee he would not rope there. Alright, so Thalia did really a lot of work. Look how many lands we had. Alright guys, we're going first. I mean, when I see 3 lands and Celestus, man, I'm living my dream, basically. And this will be our second white for the Emperor as well. Potentially a sweeper on turn 4. So, you know, we have some things going for us. We only have the Pain white mana, so that can hurt. Like, it can literally hurt. And this should be a crime deck then. Interesting. I kinda like it. We definitely need to draw at least 1 more land. Alright. A desert fan. I can respect that. Okay, I really need the Celestus, man. And I probably need something better. We're a little bit overdrawing, but you know, Thalia is a strong card. Okay, what are you? And how much you hurt me? And I didn't hit the stuff. Of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. Did I really go like this? This is just so bad, man. This provides 2 mana, so he didn't miss lands like I did. Did I really go for 2 mana? That's so bad. I can still miss, man. I honestly think we just go with the Emperor and try to cycle with Celestus. He loves double spelling, probably. Okay, here's our land. I think one Thalia can go. Like, we could cast her on this turn if we didn't miss a land. Alright. So now the desert spam will commence. I would love to have Thalia because then it would be tough. I cannot kill it at instant speed, I didn't draw removal. Like, I didn't draw too much of anything, to be honest. But it's fine, it's fine. And this should be the Emperor, right? We have land for the next turn. We still have to kill this, so I think we might actually go Deadly Cover-Up just for this one card, which isn't great. But this card is insane.
You are not much of a roadblock.
Like, this is how he gets his value. I would love to, you know, evidence it, but I don't think we can. Oh boy, that's a rough one. I know what will happen, so I will do it in advance. So how do we kill this guy? He has a really good start on us. I can draw 3 cards, and that will solidify my lands for the next turns, but I'm missing another turn, and that's really bad, man. I can kill it and hope that he doesn't have another engine. Honestly, it's not the worst. I don't like wasting my best card for the matchup. It's basically 5 mana go for the throat. That's not where you wanna be, but that's where we are. Like, those draws are really wonky so far. Like, if we had Thalia right now, already, it would be so much easier. Alright, this is acceptable, this just scares. Oh no, this is exactly what I didn't want to see. Well, I mean, so far it's... oh boy. Like, we have all the answers, man, but we just cannot get them in the right order. We have to Deadly Cover-Up. We get rid of all the lookouts from the deck. And then I think we go with Path of Peril. I need to get this as a really high... You know what? I think we're so behind we actually need to discard Thalia. Because I need cards, man. Okay. This is definitely cards. Alright. Oh man, what an awkward game. We will go with, I guess, double Thalia. So it's easier to hit another Deadly Cover-Up. I will go for the Lookout. This is one of big engines for the whole deck. Tyrant. So he can cast it on the next turn. That's not great. He always gets this one turn ahead of us because we missed the turn. Alright. You can copy the deck. It looks pretty fun. Alright. Yep. Vadmir, this one, and the counter. They have counter spells. Hydra is great. I tried to use it. But you didn't sit on the channel. Alright. So bad. It's really unfortunate that he can cast it on the next turn. This is... oh man. That's not where you wanna be. It has trample as well. Really unfortunate.
Keep watch for intruders.
Like, he's one turn ahead of everything we want to be. And this is the value, and like, if he didn't have this particular play, he would miss the full turn and we would just cast Robber and recover fully. But not with this kind of situation. That has trample, so the Emperor will be problematic as well. I could try to find an answer with the Avarice. But you know what, let's go for it. I should be able to find something, right? This should help me a little bit. We will go with Sunfall probably. We could also go Farewell. But Sunfall is probably the best. Alright. Good old Sunfall. Alright, and we got the March as well. Which is good. This is a decent card. I think I pump it just to force him to attack the Emperor and not my face. You know what? The problem is that he has counter spells, so this will be all decided by the draws probably. Okay. Man, I think I took the one card that will solve this, but man, you can see that it's getting really scary really fast. If you miss this, you know, early game, you are really behind very quickly. We sacrifice the Emperor, we get a token, and I mean, we start a new game from there, but in the new game that we will play right now, we aren't behind anymore. Like, this will be on equal footage, basically. Yeah, he will block. I was thinking about bluffing it, but he will block. Alright. I mean, that's the first step. That's, man, you concede with 6 cards in your hand. Alright, our opponent goes first. That will be a bit of an onslaught, but we'll see. Mono red. Of course, why wouldn't you be a mono red? That's great. We definitely need the black mana, right? The second land needs to be Boseiju. You know what? I think we can go with the... well, not really. It's better this way. It's better this way. I think we might be forced to, you know, exile cards, and that means we have way too many lands already. We are also on the draw with no sweepers and only 1 removal. Alright. Alright, we really need to think about this one. I think it has to be Up the Beanstalk. Because it will cycle into better cards. Also set up us for, you know, future. And we probably want to cast March as late as possible. Even if we cannot draw the card, we cannot play the card. If that's a black card, that will give us 2 extra damage and 2 life gain. And the more we play, the more cards we draw. So no. Like, we have a lot of upsides. This will hurt. This will hurt. This is the big turn. I hope it's not Slick Shot into buff spell. Alright, this is kinda okay. Not my favorite, but something we can go with. I don't have white mana. Let's go for the white mana. This will be expensive, but you know, it is what it is. This is converted mana cost 0, right? So we can kill it before it flips. Maybe I should wait. But I want to make sure that it dies as soon as possible. Slick Shot is okay. He could do it on the last turn if he didn't go for it. Like, he wanted better setup. Like, this is okay, but this is not as much damage as he hoped to. Just no land into 1-drop. 1 into 1-drop. Literally the god draw. Easy. Well, he just got 6 extra damage just based on drawing cards very well. That's that's great. So on this turn we want to exile as many cards as possible, probably. The problem is that now they don't need to do anything, they can force us. I can hope that he is a bad player, I guess. You know, always a viable strategy. I think there was a priority. He's checking for the Emperor mana, I think. We aren't going with the blockers. Okay, so that wasn't priority, so it's not an instant. So we know that if we kill it, sorcery, so either a creature or a land. They would cast Ancestral Anger. I want more mana. Do we really go with it? I honestly think we do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry. I love those cards. But I love not dying even more. And we do it because I don't think he is a removal. Otherwise he would kill it in response. Alright, we are back to 9 and our opponent has a single card. It could be a land, man. It could definitely be a land. We want something that can march on this turn, so we can keep drawing cards while removing stuff. I told you, this Up the Beanstalk is the big difference. And now they will pump if they have something. They don't, and that should win the game, honestly. Because we are getting the sweet card advantage, and unless we draw only lands, we should be fine. And even if we draw... lands. But even with lands we had the cottage, so we could still, you know, live gain a bit with it. We were in commanding spot, but those draws weren't very good. Alright guys, we are going second, as expected. So we'll go Path of Peril probably, because this will be 1-drop. That's what you know. That's what you know. Honestly, I'm really heavily considering March. Like, this is such a big deal. I'm going with it. Like, man, they make the whole game out of this little 1 Rot Priest. So we get the poison token, but or counter, but hopefully hopefully that will be the end. You don't have a great follow-up, right? Don't you? Alright, do we go? I think we go with the cottage, right? We can have triple black if we really need it. Yeah, this is really tempting to get another draw, but I think we kinda need all of it, right? Maybe one Mirex isn't needed. See? That was really good, man. Oh, this is so tempting. Listen, I'm going for it. I am going for this one. Alright, he's ramping. That's such a weird card to have in a one-drop deck. You're ramping for those one-drops, I assume. Alright, so we can go Emperor, but then we have to play this and main phase the Emperor. So to be honest, I honestly don't want to go Emperor right now. Let's go like this, it will fix our mana. Our opponent is already super rushy. See ya. Alright. So I think we just wait until he plays more stuff, right? When we go Pillage the Bog for like, you know, a lot of cards. So this should be the Emperor, I think. When we go Emperor and then we try to Pillage the Bog for a, you know, a big card. Man, look at this. Killing this first Rot Priest at the cost of one extra card was so important. And I think we should be fine here. We should be absolutely fine. And those kind of decks don't have, you know, great situation. So this could be the bounce spell that will proliferate. Well, no, because he's mono green. Scrap that. Scrap that. Let's see what the cards we have for the turn. There are a lot of cool cards. I think we go with the Robbery. That will give us card advantage we need. They have removal, I guess, or something that targets creatures. A removal is probably with something if they have a creature, it could be removal, right? Alright, so I think we'll go to combat and see what's up. I think we might just go with Mirex, man. We'll see if we go for Robbery at the end step. It depends how aggressive he will be. Like, as long as he passes the turn, I will probably keep stacking lands. Because his deck is very low value. I mean, this is a decent draw, but not against the Emperor, probably. And we are the aggressor. We need to be a little bit careful, because his might is better than my might, just because he is playing a, you know, a toxic deck. And I mean, we could use Boseiju on this, and I think that's a good deal. That is a good deal. You know, it solves the problem. And that means he will... Man, I'm kinda surprised what exactly he has here. I think it really hurt him that we killed this first Rot Priest. I think he kept the hand just because he had this one card. Alright. Let's keep pumping. Like, we need a lot of samurais against this. Well, not really, because they cannot make me, so one samurai should be enough. And this turn it will be Robbery. We have enough mana. And we don't know if on the next turn we will, you know... Moment. We don't know if on the next turn we will draw another land. So, you know, we aren't guaranteed to make it bigger, and that's where you want to cast it usually. Yep. I told you, man, I'm so happy I sacrificed 2 cards for this one. I think his whole hand is protection spells, and if he untapped with this Rot Priest, would never kill it and would lose the game. Alright guys, and how did we perform? I mean, I'm kinda shocked. We won nearly all of the games except one, so we were really going crazy here. To be honest, Thalia and the Gitrog monster is like, I started with thinking how Glissa is insane, and this is better Glissa in many ways, because you can just, you know, ramp way harder, which makes a big difference with Robbery, and especially with Beanstalk. Like, the more mana you have, the more stuff you do. So honestly, like, Thalia and Gitrog monster, and when you add the fact that haste creatures are tapped, man, like half of the meta, if not more, is creatures with haste and usually one drop. So when you get this, not only they cannot attack you, they also cannot make the board wider, because if they play 2 extra creatures, nothing attacks. still have this one or two creatures, and if they attack, they lose like big part of this. So that's a big deal. Also with the Emperor, it's actually synergy I didn't realize at first. The fact that the creature comes into battlefield, it cannot attack, but it is tapped. So we can still kill it with the Emperor. It had, a big deal in this, green toxic deck when they had this 3 mana 4/4. Like, that's a big deal. It gives you this 1 turn ahead, so you don't need to hold the mana. Path of Peril, I think, makes a lot of sense, because in this deck, you don't have too much mana efficiency. Like, especially Black March is very mana inefficient to kill, especially current creatures in Standard. And March is a little bit better, but you still need to overpay by default. So I think we need something to clear the board early game, and you still can go for the late game. I think we need Farewell, because while we are a control deck, we want to make sure that we can answer everything in the opponent's board. Farewell is a little bit heavy control style, but I think we lack this kind of answers, so this just fixes the game. Together with Deadly Cover Up, you have a really fair shot against a variety of decks. And yeah, I absolutely love Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Man, I've been trying to use this card for a very long time. I think I made the deck or two with it, but it always felt awkward. Right now, it felt right. It felt very smooth. The only problem of Abzan for me is like the mana base. Man, you don't have this Triumph, and you can feel it. Honestly, I would probably cut 1 Mirex. Even though it gives you perfect mana for one of the turns, you have consistently need for perfect mana. So I think I would cut one of them, because I really never needed to use it, but maybe I just didn't get matched with enough control, so it's hard to say. But that's one of the reasons we went with the Courtyard, because then we have a chance to cast Avarice on turn 3. That wasn't really the intention. I considered it more of a 5 mana play, like 3 mana to draw a card, 2 mana for go for the throat, and you go from there. But we have a chance for this. That's why we are a little bit more skewed toward Ores of Mana, but having enough green so we can up the Beanstalk on turn 2. We don't need as much green mana here. Pillage the Bog can be cast later. Basically, up the Beanstalk on turn 2. That's the big deal. So yeah, honestly, man, I'm talking way too much about mana base. Nobody cares except me. But with the Robbery, this deck gets crazy. This card is one of the reasons you can face control decks. With this, they would just outvalue you. With this, and having extra mana from Thalia, from the Celestus, extra cards from Up the Beanstalk, you get really high value with this deck. And don't forget all those X cards, draw you cards with Up the Beanstalk, together with Sun for Farewell and Deadly Cover Up. And man, Thalia is such a showstopper. Like, I keep coming back to Thalia because she's one of the big cards for the whole deck. If they cannot kill this, like, the board is stale, they cannot attack you, and that gives you so much room to just keep doing stuff, especially that it slows them down with non-basics and creatures. So even if they have the way to overwhelm you, it comes one turn later than usually, which gives you this one turn to set up everything. And if you don't like Thalia, you can always attack, sacrifice her, or well, not her specifically, but a land or something, use the mana for instance, play another land, and yeah, that just go Deadly Cover Up after it. And you are probably so ahead in the value that you still win. So I kinda hesitated to go for Abzan, but man, this really performed for me, and it was really fun, and it's definitely a very different style than probably the control decks you are playing, as well as I am. So yeah, that was a win in my book, and we also used Pillage the Bog, one of my favorite cards. This card is amazing. A tutor for 0 mana. Like, man, this makes for some of the most epic turns you will ever see. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me in the comments if you like the deck, if you enjoyed it, if you like Abzan. And yeah, that's kinda it for today. Thank you for being here, and see you guys tomorrow.